to the channel. I'm back to break down this Thursday night football showdown slate on Draftkings and Fanduel. Excited to get into it. We have $1 million prizes on both Draftkings and Fanduel tonight. So going to take a quick look at this slate. If you do enjoy the content, quick reminder, if you could please take a moment to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content. That would be greatly appreciated. And then don't forget to check out my KJK DFS NFL Premium Package. Link below in the description. I also offer MLB content and all that fun stuff with the Premium Package. If you're looking to get very serious about NFL DFS this season, I would highly recommend it. And for this showdown slate, I'm going to go ahead and just put my projections right up on the screen for you guys. So a little bit of a preview. I mean, these won't be finalized until right before the game, of course, but give you an idea of who I'm high on right now. We're going to look at Draftkings first, figure out who we're really looking to play for, pay up for in the captain spot, and then we'll get into FanDuel on the latter half of the video. So I think it goes without saying that the QBs are always going to be, one of your top options as far as who you're paying up for in the captain spot. They obviously have the most upside. They're going to sling it deep, and Tom Brady's definitely the guy that I'm looking to tonight for my captain spot, and I think for good reason. I mean, he's going to be my top projected guy when looking at his key stats last year. We don't have Dak Prescott to compare him to because Prescott didn't qualify under the minimum snaps for him due to the injury, so going to look at what Tom Brady did, though, and this is a color-coded sheet. You can't see everyone because I narrowed it down to just him, but compared to him, across the league, he had a great passer rating with a 112.9 pass attempts per game. He was up to 38.1, lots of pass attempts. Of course, we love to see that. He had a great protection rate from the O-line and air yard attempts per game, 182.7. And then what really sticks out to me is the deep ball attempts, 93. I mean, he was just popping off my sheet comparing to the rest of the QBs around the league last year as far as deep ball attempts. So when you think of Tom Brady, you might not think of a deep ball gunslinger, but that's exactly what he was in this offense last year, and I think that you really got to take note of that. I think he's going to be a great play tonight in the captain spot. Obviously, it goes without saying. I'm sure he's going to have lots of ownership, but I think it's important to just make it known. I'm really going to like him. Dak Prescott on the other end, of course, he's expected to be playing from behind in this game. His team has a 22 implied total while taking on the opponent in the Bucks with a 51.5 over under currently, and that line's going to be staying true so far. I mean, he's going to be playing from behind in the game. You can make an argument that maybe for that reason, Tom Brady doesn't throw quite as much as we want him to, and the game script plays better to Dak Prescott from behind. Then you also have to factor in that Prescott can really scramble, depending upon how his injury carries over. But I think he should still be able to run. I think he should be fine, and I mean, he's obviously going to be a great option as well, the two QBs. It kind of goes without saying. As far as my running back interest on this slate today, then the other thing I would mention for the QBs, I mean, as far as last year, as far as these secondaries are concerned, the Cowboys were the 15th best team to target for QBs, and the Buccaneers were the 17th best. So middle of the pack, nothing too crazy as far as that's concerned. Running backs, we do have a bit of a committee going on in Tampa Bay with Ronald Jones, Leonard Fournette, Gio Bernard. So that's a little bit scary. It is a showdown slate, though, and anything can happen. Then when you're looking at the sheet here, Ronald Jones really had a great year last year as far as his yards per carry, evaded tackles, all that fun stuff, yards created, and his breakaway run rate. He's more known for the big play than Leonard Fournette, more of a inside the red zone running back, and then you have Gio Bernard, who's more of a pass-catching running back, which could pay off for you pretty good on DraftKings where you get that PPR scoring format. But the committee, that's a little bit of a guess. We do know that Zeke is a workhorse running back, and he's going to get all the workload that he can handle. So I'm definitely going to have a lot of interest in Zeke, but the problem is the game script. Once again, if you're playing a showdown, you kind of have to decide how this game's going to go. You have to make up a plan in your head. If you think the Cowboys can get up big and they're going to run a lot to run out the clock, then Zeke, of course, is going to become a much better play for you tonight. And regardless, he should get the volume as long as they don't get behind. So, I mean, it kind of goes without saying. Definitely like him. The Bucs side, I would say that Jones probably has to be my favorite option, but you're kind of playing with a little bit of fire there because they're all going to get volume. But I would say he's going to be my top option over there if you go into a running back there. And then as far as our wide receiver, the only other thing I'd mention is as far as the matchup, Buccaneers were 26th against running backs last year. And when I say 26th, they were the 26th best team to target. So they're very good against the run. Cowboys, not so much, 12th best. So they're giving up quite a bit of those points to running backs. So just keep that in mind. And then as far as our wide receivers are concerned, who we're looking to, as far as, the down, I mean, we're looking for the upside as far as these slates are concerned. As far as I'm literally looking for the guys that are burners going deep, running deep routes. And of course, target share is important. Red zone targets are important, all that fun stuff. But when you're looking at the air yards per reception, I would say Michael Gallup's really your best option on this slate tonight as far as a deep ball threat. 21.2 air yards per reception last year, going deep. Lots of plays with an 11.8 average target distance downfield. And, that's going to speak volumes to me as far as targeting Michael Gallup. I think that he's a guy that I'm really looking to that may not be as popular, that he's going to be going downfield a lot. So I definitely think that he could be a viable target for you tonight. And then, of course, the wide receiver core for the Cowboys is very good, and so is the Tampa Bay Bucks. You got Amari Cooper, who had a ton of targets last year, 130 targets, 87.2% snap share out there for many plays. And then, the red zone targets were really there for him. Really looking to him in the red zone. And if you're looking for the red zone leader on the Bucks, that would be Mike Evans, who was getting a bunch of touches in the red zone as well. And as far as his average target distance, it was pretty good as well. Chris Godwin's a great receiver on the other side, though. He'll go deep on many plays as well. So, it doesn't scare me that his stats may not match up quite as well. But, let's be honest. Both of these wide receiver cores are loaded, and it really comes down to who you're playing. If you're playing Tom Brady in your captain spot, you're definitely going to want to correlate him with at least two of his receivers or tight ends. And if you're playing Prescott, the same rule is going to apply to him. So that's who I'd be going to there. Like I said, I think my favorite maybe sleeper option that maybe many people may not be on would be Gallup. And then when you're looking at the secondaries for both of these teams, both are really terrible against the wide receiver position last year. The Cowboys were the 5th best team to target. The Buccaneers were the 10th best team to target. So they don't really scare me on the outside as far as their corners are concerned. Now, of course, things are going to change this year as this data gets populated and we can get to know more about these secondaries. They might have made some more improvements and things, but I like to just not act like we know before. I like to look at the previous data and try to build off that, those schemes and stuff. There's going to be year-to-year changes, but as far as the tight end's concerned, Gronk, one of the top leading guys as far as being targeted in the red zone last year. He actually had a 19.2 average yards per reception as well, so while he may not have been getting as many targets or as many big stats as back in the day with Brady, that connection is definitely still there. And he's definitely a guy that I can see getting in the end zone tonight, so I want to throw him out as a play. On the Cowboys side, of course, you have the new tight end in Blake Jarwin. Dalton Schultz is still there. I think I'd have more interest in going to the wideouts on that side. And play calling pace, as far as what we're expecting out of this game, I would just mention that the Cowboys definitely ran at a much faster pace overall, 67 plays per game, with a lot more passing than running, which is to be common in today's league. But both of these offenses really have passed the ball a lot more. And as far as on Fanduel, so, I think that's an overall breakdown. It kind of goes without saying that the QB position is going to be the top one to be targeting. Like I said, I think Michael Gallup could be an undervalued guy that you could be targeting in tournaments because I'm sure Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb are going to get a lot more ownership. And then Rob Gronkowski at the tight end position, I think is a good candidate to catch a touchdown. And you can play the defense kickers on these showdown slates if you think it's really not going to be a high-scoring game. I think this one's going to be a high-scoring game. I think it's pretty clear. A 51.5 over-under. I'm not really looking to go that route and play that strategy on this particular slate. And switching over to FanDuel, as far as any pricing discrepancies or anything like that, I'm not seeing anything too crazy. Giovanni Bernard on Draftkings is very cheap. If you play him in the captain spot, for some reason he's really able to have a big game. He stands out to me as a value. And then, of course, if you're not playing him in the captain spot, he's still going to be catching plenty of balls in the backfield. And one guy I didn't mention that I should mention is Antonio Brown. I think he gets a lot of action in this offense this year as well in the slot. He's just all-time talent when he could behave himself and stay on the field. And he's just one other guy that I think has a lot of upside on this slate tonight that you could definitely be looking to. And as far as FanDuel is concerned, the same is going to kind of reign true. It's not a PPR format, so just keep that in mind. A guy like a Zeke that's going to get a lot of carries, and the PPR isn't as more important. It becomes a lot more valuable over here on FanDuel. And Ronald Jones is definitely still my favorite option on FanDuel by far as the running back for the Buccaneers. And then as far as any wide receivers and stuff, we kind of broke it down together. As far as my sleeper, like I said, I'm going to continue to say I think Michael Gallup is an interesting option there. not projected for as good of a turnout as some of these other guys. And on the Bucs side, I said Mike Evans has been targeted a lot in the red zone. I'd say from a strategy aspect, if I was going to maybe fade something, maybe just play a Godwin and a Antonio Brown and let the people that go to Mike Evans, maybe not get that in between the sticks yardage, and then he doesn't get that touchdown, and you're looking pretty good. So there's just some strategies you could be looking into tonight. And yeah, that is my overall breakdown of this slate tonight. Someone's going to win $1 million. Hope it's either myself or one of you guys. So I appreciate you joining in for this video. If you did enjoy the content, if you could please take a moment to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. That would be greatly appreciated. And we'll have our final picks and our top stacks videos released for Sunday's big slate. So looking forward to that. Wish you guys the best of luck tonight, and we will see you in the next one.